normal curve, okay, the x determines center of bell curve. Standard deviation determines the x scale. Is it going to be flat or steep? And I'm going to give you an example here. I'm going to compare two tests here real quick. And we're going to compare mean and standard deviation. And I'm making it too big. You can make it smaller. Let's say you have this and I ask you to graph this, to sketch it. Okay, I would mostly ask you to just sketch it, just to see, check for understanding. If you sketch them both on the same, okay, scores as a percentage. I need you to make sure you understand this. Which one of, like if you compare their averages, what can you tell about the peak of their curves? Test 2 is going to be higher up, right? And test 1. So that's the first thing I would say. This is test 1. Is it doing that weird Christmas light thing? Christmas tree? Okay, hold on. It's going crazy. Can't handle it. I'm just going to do grayscale here. Is it still not? Can't handle yellow. Okay, so test 1 is going to be here. Test 2 is going to be here. I think that one, the center of their curves are going to be like this, okay? That part, most students understand that one, okay? However, now let's look at their standard deviations. Which one of these two is going to have a steeper, narrower curve? Test 1. Smaller standard deviation means, right? You're compressing that balloon. What happens if you compress the balloon? It shoots up, right? So this one is going to be steeper. So let's just make sure we put this one higher up. And the other one is going to be flatter, right? So just make sure that one is a little lower. The peak is lower. And I will make a legend here. If you want to use a color, you use a color. I'm going to go solid is test 1. Dashed line is test 2. That's what I'm going to do. Okay? So test 1 goes like this. Don't make it too large, right? There you go. And test 2 is going to be like this. Visual. This is something we've been emphasizing over and over again, right? If I added a third test in there with a standard deviation that's in between these, then just make it like this is the steepest, this is the flatter one, and then the other one would be somewhere in between, right? So This is just checking for understanding. This is not using scales or anything like that. So just make sure you understand that, okay? I think I'm telling you, a lot of students get this wrong, so I'm just gonna do this, okay? At least, and you're gonna need this for the next unit anyways, at least, right? Oh, let's get a number there. At least 50 kg. What does that mean? 50 kgs or more. In a sense, if you have your bell curve, it could vary where 50K is, 50 kg, but it means 50 kg and this, right? So you want everything to the right. At most 50 kgs, 50 kgs or less. That's what that means. So if you did your little curve, you're actually interested in this. And just making sure I'm not telling you everything you possibly need to have on here. I'm giving you some basics. You go from there. Okay? All right.